Welcome everybody. Okay, today we are going to look at ABO blood grouping. Okay, the system of grouping blood into different groups. In this ABO blood grouping system, we have four categories of blood. Okay, first I will start by the origin of this ABO blood grouping system. In the ancient time, when doctors do blood transfusion, some people may survive while some may not survive it. Okay, and scientists were like, what could be the cause of this? If we transfer blood from one patient to another, some will survive. If we transfer from some people to some people, they may not survive. Okay, and this man, Dr. Lastena, carried out some experiments to examine the components we have in the blood, and which led to the discovery of these components referred to as antigen, which he found on the surface of the red blood cell. Okay, the man is Dr. Lastena. He carried out this experiment with his team of doctors. Okay, he discovered antigen, okay, and also discovered the antibody. Okay, the antigen here is glucose, which is located on the surface of the red blood cell. Okay, he discovered the antibody to be a component which fight against foreign bodies that affect the system. Okay, he discovered the antibody here on the blood plasma. Antibody is found on the blood plasma, while the antigen is found on the red blood cell, which is on the surface of the red blood cell. Okay, the antigen here are antigen A and antigen B. These are the two types of antigen Lastena discovered on the surface of the red blood cell. Okay, then it states that people that have antigen A belongs to blood group A. Okay, people that have antigen B belongs to blood group B. On the surface of the red blood cell, that is where we have these antigens. They are found on the surface of the red blood cell, which is known as erythrocyte. Okay, now instead that in some blood we have both antigen A and antigen B. Some people have both antigen A and B on the surface of their red blood cell. Okay, it stated that those people belong to a blood group known as AB. Okay, then why some don't have antigen A and they don't also have antigen B? Okay, this is said to be blood group 0 because of the absence of these antigens. None of the antigen is present, so they belong to blood group 0, which is later renamed to blood group O. Okay, then Lastena states that no individual must have similar antigen and antibody. Okay, similar antigen and antibody cannot stay together in the same blood. Okay, that is, if a person have antigen A, the person should not have antibody A. They cannot stay together. Okay, this is going to result to agglutination. It's going to result to agglutination. Okay, agglutination is also known as blood clumping of blood, and that is why those people that receive blood from some people will die during blood transfusion. Okay, I say during the ancient time, during blood transfusion, some people survive while some don't survive, and this is the reason. Okay, no individual or no blood sample contains both antigen and that of corresponding antibody. They cannot stay together. Okay, that is why it says that Any blood sample with antigen A, we have antibody B. Okay? Any blood sample with blood group B, which means they have antigen A, antigen B. Okay? Any blood sample with antigen B, we have antibody A. Are you following? Then any blood sample with both antigen A and antigen B will not have any antibody. Okay, because if antibody A can stay there, it cannot stay with this A. If antibody B can stay, they cannot stay with antigen B. All right, then any blood sample without any antigen, which is blood group O, they will have antibody A and antibody B. Okay, so this is what Lastana and his team of doctors carried out on their experiment and concluded that no individual must have a blood sample containing similar antigen and antibody. Okay, that is not compatible. Now, we are going to look at the grouping system and the possibility of matching blood from one individual to another. This is the blood group. Antigen here is found on the red blood cells. Then the antibody is found on the blood plasma. Please take notes. Okay. Then individuals with blood group A is because of the antigen A found on the surface of the red blood cell. People that belong to blood group A is so because of what they have in the surface of the red blood cell, and that is the antigen. That is to say, what determines the blood group is the antigen which is found on the surface of the red blood cell. Okay? Then people that belongs to blood group B have antigen B. People that belong to blood group AB have both antigen A and antigen B. Then people that belong to blood group 0 have no antigen. Okay? Then Lastena, as I discussed earlier, states that if a person blood is blood group A and that is as a result of antigen A, the antibody here will be antibody B. Then for blood group B that have antigen B, the antibody here will be antibody A. Then for blood group AB, which is as a result of the presence of both antigen A and B, will not have any antibody. All right. Then for blood group O that don't have any of the antigens, both A and B are absent, we have antibody AB. This is what Lastena states. Now, we are going to cross to know the possibility of blood group A to donate blood to each of the group. To know where blood group A, blood group B, blood group AB, and O can donate blood during blood transfusion, which I call matching of blood. Okay? Now, here, I'm going to draw another group sample. These are the recipients. These are the recipients. Okay? And this group here are the donors. These are the donors. Let me write it here. The donors. Recipients and donors. This is donor with blood group A, donor with blood group B, donor with blood group AB, then donor with blood group O. That is to say, we have 4 different blood sample indicating in letters here on the board. Then here are the recipients with blood group A, recipients with blood group B, recipients with blood group AB, and recipients with blood group O. That is to say, 4 different recipients with different blood group represented here on the board in letters. Then, and according to what I told you, if a person have blood group A here, the antibody will be opposite. Okay, opposite of A is what? B. That is their antibody, because we consider the antibody of the recipient as we consider the antigen of the donor. During blood transfusion, we consider the antigen of the donor and we consider the antibody of the recipient. So here are the recipients. So the blood group A here have antibody B. Then blood group B have antibody A. The opposite of the corresponding antigen is the antibody. Okay, because no blood sample must have similar antigen and antibody together. Okay, now here blood group AB we now have no antibody, while blood group O we have antibody A and antibody B. Now during the blood transfusion, if the antigen of the donor and the antibody of the recipient, the blood cannot go. Okay, the blood cannot match together. That is to say, the blood are not compatible. Okay, so we are looking at the possibility to know which of the group receives blood from blood group A. Okay, remember what I told you. You consider the antigen of the donor and consider the antibody of the recipient. If the antigen of the donor is similar with the antibody of the recipient, the blood cannot match together. Do you understand? All right, now let's look on the board. Now, blood group A with antigen A, can he give blood to blood group A recipient? Let's check. Now, the blood group A have antigen A, right? Then the recipient blood group A have antibody B. A and B are not the same, so the blood can now go. The blood can go because the antigen here and the antibody here are not similar. Okay, now can A give B blood? Let's check the possibility here on the board. Now the blood group A, that is the donor A here, have antigen A. Now blood group B, the recipient receiving from A, is it possible? No, it's not possible because this recipient B, that's blood group B, have antibody A, which is similar to the antigen. So the blood cannot go. Do you understand? Okay, the antigen and the antibody here are similar. That's why the blood cannot go, because Lascelles states that no blood sample contains similar antigen and antibody. Now, can blood group A give blood to blood group AB? Yes, because the antibody here, there is no antibody. Okay, so as the antigen are coming inside, there is no antibody to react with it. So that's why the blood can go. Okay, can blood group A give blood group O blood? No, because we have A antigen here and we have A antibody that can react with this. That's why the blood cannot match together. It will result to clumping if you do. Okay, then blood group B, can B give A blood? No, because antigen B is similar to antibody B. That is why the blood here cannot match together. Now, can blood group B give B blood? Look here, we have here antigen B matching with antibody A. B and A are not similar. That's why the blood can go. Do you get? Then blood group B is trying to give blood to AB. Is it possible? Is it possible? Yes, it's possible because there is no antibody to react with the antigen B here in the blood sample. So that's why the blood here can match together. Okay, can B give blood to O? No, because we have antigen B and antibody B will react with it. That's why here the blood cannot match again. Okay, now here, can AB donate blood to A? No, we have both antigen A and B, and the B antigen here will react with the B antibody here in blood group A recipient. That's why the blood here cannot match together. Can AB give blood to B? No, the A antigen here in the blood group AB will react with the A antibody of the blood group B. That's why the blood here cannot match together. Okay? Now, can AB give blood to AB? Yes, because as we have this antigen AB, there is no antibody to react. That's why here the blood can go. Do you understand? Now, can blood group AB here give blood to a recipient of blood group O? No, because here we have both antigen A and B that will react with antibody A and B here in the blood group O. That's why the blood cannot go. Okay? Now let's look at the fourth donor and the last of the recipient here. Can blood group O donate blood to A? Yes, because there is no antigen. Okay? There is no antigen to react with the antibody B in blood group A recipient. That's why the blood can go. The same thing here. There is no antigen that will react with the antibody here. That's why the blood can go. Still, there is no antigen again to react with the no antibody. Here, no antigen, no antibody, no clumping, no agglutination. The blood can go. Okay, can blood group O give blood to O? Yes, because there is no antigen to react with the antibodies. Here we have antibody A and antibody B, but blood group O donor here have no antigen. That's why the blood can go. Do you understand? All right, so here is the sample match for you to know the possibility of different blood to transfer blood to the recipient. Okay, if you look here on the board, blood group A can donate blood to A and AB. You understand? Blood group B can donate blood to B and AB. Okay, then blood group AB cannot donate to anybody except AB. Okay, then blood group O donate blood to every group. Okay, then over to the recipient. Blood group A receive blood from A and O. Understand? Blood group B receive blood from B and O. Do you get? Then blood group AB here receive blood from every donors. Do you understand? Okay, then blood group O receive from nobody except O. Okay, if you look at the donor side, the one that donates blood to every recipient here is blood group O, and that is why blood group O you see here, blood group O here is a universal donor, and blood group AB is a universal recipient. Okay, blood group O is a universal donor and blood group AB is a universal recipient. Okay, but there is this special blood group O that is a universal donor, and that is blood group O negative. Blood group O negative, to be precise, is the one that is a universal donor. Then why blood group AB positive? Blood group AB positive is the one that is a universal recipient. Okay, please let's not forget this. It will help you a lot in exam. Okay, this is all we have on the board for now on the ABO blood grouping. Okay, which I've told you that blood group A can give blood to blood group A and AB. Then blood group B can give blood to a recipient with blood group B and AB. Then blood group AB cannot give to anybody except blood group AB. Then blood group O can give blood to every blood group. But I said the blood group O is a universal donor because of that reason, and the one that is specialized for that is blood group O negative. That is the one that is a universal donor. Okay, then blood group AB is a universal recipient, and to be precise here on the board is blood group AB positive. Okay, this is all we have for now. Thank you and God bless you. Please don't forget to subscribe and share our video. Goodbye.